In the previous lecture, I already told you how we can validate our registration form by jQuery validator. In this lecture, I am going to add remote validation rule to the email field of our registration form. First of all, let's check the documentation for remote validation rule in official website of jQuery validator. Let's click on the documentation link and then let's click on this link for remote validation rule, and let's grab this code from here and open our auth.js file, which is under public, then js folder, and let's add the remote rule to the email field. As we are checking email field, so we need to pass email field value through this data object. This is actually the ID of our email field in registration form. You can see we need to create a URL to check email already exists or not. So let's open our web.php file under route folder and let's register a new route to check email already exists or not. The route method will be post and URL will be auth/check email unique. You can give this URL as per your choice, and it will execute auth controllers check email unique method. I did not create the method, so let's open auth controller, which is under app http controllers folder, and let's create a method called check email unique. And let's accept request object as a parameter here, and then let's import user model at the top, and now I will check if any users exist with the email address coming to this request. So I'm checking user where email is equal to request email. If there are any records, then grab the first record, and then I will check if there is any user with the email address, then I will echo false from here, and if there is no user with the email address, then I will echo true from here. And now let's pass this URL to the remote rule. We need to prepend the base URL of our project. So let's create a global variable to store the base URL of our project. So let's open our layout file, which is under resource views layout folder. Let's open main layout.blade.php file, and let's create a global JavaScript variable to store the base URL of our project. I am creating global variable so that we can access this variable from any of our JavaScript files. So let's create a global variable base URL to store the base URL of our project. We can get the base URL of our project in Laravel by writing this. Now let's prepend this. Let's prepend the base URL variable to this URL, and now let's refresh our registration page. And inspect the page and go to network tab, and let's enter an email address. You can see we are making a request to this URL, but there is an error called CSRF token mismatch. As we are making post request to this route, we need to pass CSRF token value. So this error message is showing there. So let's pass the CSRF token value to this request. So I will add a key called underscore token. The value will be our CSRF token value. From where we will get the CSRF token value? For that, let's include a meta tag inside head tag of our layout file. The name of our meta tag will be CSRF token, and I will store the CSRF token value in the content attribute of meta tag. Now I will get the CSRF token value from the meta tag I created now. So let's grab the meta tag value. The name of our meta field is CSRF token, and we store the CSRF token value in the content attribute. Now let's check that if it is working or not. So let's refresh the page. And enter a email value. You can see email already exists. Basically, I already registered this email address manually to check email already exists or not. You can see there is a record in users table with the email address I entered. So when we are entering this email address, we are getting the email already in use messages, because this message is coming from our customization message which I already added in the previous lecture for remote rule. Okay, so I think you understand how we can implement remote validation rule to the jQuery validator. So now I will create a submit URL for this registration page, sorry, registration form. I did not create any action URL for the registration form. So let's register a new route for action URL of the registration form. The route method will be post and URL will be auth/registration. You can see the URL for both this route are same, but the method is different. It will execute post register method of auth controller. Let's give a name to this route. And now let's create post register method in auth controller. For now, let's print a message called registered from this method. Now let's submit our registration form with correct value. Okay, we need to pass the action URL in the registration form. So let's open our register page, which is under resource views auth folder. Let's open register.blade.php file and let's give a action URL to this form. The route name of the action URL of our registration form is post register, and the method will be post method. And we need to pass CSRF token value because we are requesting post request. So let's pass CSRF token value by writing CSRF. It will automatically generate CSRF field in the form. Now let's refresh the page. Let's remove this from the URL first of all. Now submit the form and enter valid details in the registration form. You can see our registration form is submitting to his action URL. Now in the previous lecture I forgot to add a thing, which is when we are submitting the registration form for the Google reCAPTCHA field, you can see when you are checking Google reCAPTCHA field, you can see the validation message is not disappearing. So for that we need to write something. So let's put this error message inside a div, and whenever the user will check this Google reCAPTCHA field, will disappear the message from the div. Okay, first of all let's put the error message inside a div. So let's create a div in our registration form under Google reCAPTCHA hidden field. So let's create a div of ID hidden reCAPTCHA error. So for the Google reCAPTCHA hidden field, I will put the error message inside Google reCAPTCHA registered error div. Okay, so for the Google reCAPTCHA response field error messages, I will append the error message to this div of ID hidden reCAPTCHA registered error. So let's copy the ID of the div and let's pass it the div ID of the div here. You can see for the Google reCAPTCHA response hidden field registration error, we are placing the error inside this div. Okay, now if I refresh the page and submit the form, and let's check the Google reCAPTCHA field, you can see error message is not disappearing. For that we need to write something in the data callback function. You can see whenever someone checking the Google reCAPTCHA, okay, it will call this method. Okay, so let's open auth.js file and let's find the method, and whenever we are getting a success response, I will remove anything from this div. Okay, so when you are getting any success response, then I will simply write a blank value inside this div. Okay, now let's refresh the page and submit the form, and let's check Google reCAPTCHA. You can see validation message is disappearing. Okay, so in the next lecture I will add server-side validation for our registration form, and I will also check the Google reCAPTCHA response by making a API request to this URL which is provided in Google reCAPTCHA admin. Okay, you can see for validate Google reCAPTCHA response, we need to make an API request to this URL so that we can understand the response is valid or not. Okay, so I will do that in the next lecture, so stay connected.